Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Board Explorer, and I am out filming with my friend Richard Suggett.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Richard.
Nice to meet you too.
We're on our social distancing filming, which I can tell you makes filming very tricky, because, it just is. Anyway, I'm out doing another In Search of Sussex, and I've enlisted Richard to help me today because we've got to go into Southwick. We're actually starting filming in Mile Oak, which is just north of Portslade. You know Portslade?
Yes, I know it quite well.
And so I thought, because I don't, I'm setting up the camera and then I tend to walk away from the camera and then walk up to the camera. But because it's a busy place, I didn't want to leave the camera and some oik grab my camera.
Yeah.
The process. As you know, Richard does the Veg Growing Podcast and he makes videos as well. Do check out his channel. I'll bung it in the description, of course. It's been busy, isn't it?
It has been very busy.
We're out on this farm track, and the amount of walkers, joggers, even the farmer with his feeding cows have been out so far today. There's a jogger. And there's more coming. So we need to crack on because you've got to get back by lunchtime. I've got to get back and edit something. So this is a sort of quick and raw little video that we're putting out in the meantime whilst the main thing gets edited.
Yep.
So we're going to go down to the pumping station now.
Let's go do it.
It's time for a tea break now, We've done about 4 shots. And fortunately, I brought some coffee. Are you all right at the back there, Richard?
Thank you.
Richard is at least 3 metres away from me. He's seen that I've been sneezing, coughing, got a big temperature, and got the whole lurgy and everything. And he's not taking any chances, are you?
No, definitely not.
It's actually, I've just realised it's coffee, it's not tea, is it? So is it to your satisfaction?
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
It's perfect, he says. So we've moved from where we were, obviously, to we're just the other side of Mile Oak Farm, and I've made a video for Mile Oak Farm about 10 years ago when they had an open day. I was doing this thing called The Harvest, and it was right in the 10 years ago. It wasn't the early days of the internet, but it was early days of video being a program on the internet, I guess. And I was doing this thing called The Harvest, and I was travelling around doing all sorts of food producers and outlets, farmers markets, as well as cheese makers and farmers and various things. And Mile Oak Farm was one. They had an open day with tractor rides and all of that. It's going to be a while before they can do that, I guess.
Such a shame, isn't it?
It is such a shame, and we've had such great weather, as you know, and all of this is sort of slowing it all down. And of course causing businesses a lot of rife. And the only reason I've managed to grab hold of Richard to help me is because you're furloughed.
Still furloughed, yeah.
And
3 months down.
Richard works in the refrigeration maintenance area.
That's right, yes. I repair and service refrigeration in the catering industry.
So because pubs, restaurants and all those sort of places are just not open, he can't work. But I guess when they are open and they turn those fridges on, Richard, they may not work and they may need repairing. So you may be flat out.
Maybe flat out, but then how are they going to afford to pay me?
That's true. They've not accrued any money. In fact, they've lost money because they've had to pay rent. Anyway, that's the furlough scheme for you. Not the virus and the thing, but that's so Richard's agreed to come out, and I'm pleased he has, because as we said before, it's been quite busy. So the farm is there. Behind us are these 2 cottages, which are listed buildings, built about 100 years ago, just at the time when Arthur was doing the original walk. So that's been quite interesting. We're going to go now. The A27 is just that way. You can't see it here in this video, but the A27 thunders past the farm, and that direction is the tunnel. And actually, our path, which must be here actually, is going to take us over the Yeah, that's true, because I said in the video, that in the main video, sorry, I'm just having a moment of thought here. I said in the main video you'll see us go under the tunnel, but of course he doesn't do that.
No.
The footpath that he carries on is still the Sussex border path, I believe, and it goes over the hill which the tunnel is. So, you know, you can see how I operate now. I'm doing this on the fly. So we're going for a bit more of a walk.
Okay, cool. Nice spot.
It's a very nice spot. We are on a path now that leads down from Southwick Hill down to Southwick. And we've passed by this rather interesting stone, but I'm not going to say anything about it because that will be apparent in the video. Some of you clever clogs are going to know anyway, but others might go, "Ooh, what's that about?" This is our 2-metre separation stone. We've been carrying it everywhere we go.
Yeah.
How has it been, Richard, working with somebody else at 2 metres apart?
Tricky, I think is the word I would use. Tricky. Tricky. I mean, communication, we're pretty good at that, but I can't just hand something to you. I've got to put it down to you and you've got to pick it up.
I know, it's been a bit daft. When you go back to work,
Yes.
how's that going to work?
I have no idea, is my answer to that.
Yeah.
Chefs' kitchens are quite tiny and compact, so chefs are generally in there. I need to talk to the chefs to find out the problems, so I don't know how it's going to work, especially if they're cooking as well, and there's a restaurant full of people.
It's been an interesting experiment from our point of view, doing this. You can still just about get in a bit closer here. There's some horses going behind us, but you can't see them, unfortunately. Well, that's been our video for today. It's I had no idea of the timing of this one, so maybe a bit short, but we've been, what is it now? It must be getting up for midday.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Oh yeah, we've been at it for 4 hours. We've been at it for hours. Hours. So hopefully the results will be worth it when it comes out. That should be the next video up. So we hope you enjoy that. Thank you, Richard, for coming along and giving me a hand.
Thank you for inviting me.
He's been very good on the map reading and carrying and setting up the camera and making sure I'm in the right place and that I've got the right props on department, which is basically everything.
Pretty much, yeah. You've just had to turn up.
I've just had to turn up and say a few things. So it's all been interesting. Anyway, we've got to walk back a long journey now, about 8 miles back to the car.
Yes, we have.
So don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Become a patron, all that sort of stuff. Check out the Veg Grower Podcast. And I'll see you next time when I'm out in my search for Sussex, on my quest for England and all those things. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, come on, we're going to lift this home.